Welcome to Biology My Passion. I am Soumya Harikrishna. We are learning the chapter Body Fluids and Circulation. All functions of the organs should be properly regulated. We know in our body, usually brain is the one doing this function. But for heart, it is not true because heart is auto-regulatory. That means it can control its own activities. It is not under the control of the brain. That is why in certain cases we know due to accidents and or stroke, if there is a brain damage or brain death happens, but still the heart keeps beating for a while. So during that time organ donation, all those things are happening. Now the heart has got nodal tissues, sinoatrial node, which will create the impulses needed for the functioning of the heart. So we call heart as myogenic. So this is a very important question. Human heart is called a myogenic. Why? Now, we know that the control of heart is done by a part of the brain called a medulla. Medulla will send messages through ANS because our neural system has two parts, central nervous system and a peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system includes all the nerves. Those are again two types, autonomous nervous system and a somatic nervous system. To the internal organs, autonomous nervous system will be sending messages. So, autonomous nervous system has got two types of nerves, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic ones are actually telling the organ to start the work. Parasympathetic will tell it to stop. Okay, so it's their opposite in their action. So, medulla will send message through the ANS. ANS through its sympathetic nerves will tell the heart muscles to start beating faster, or the ventricular contraction becomes more powerful. As a result, more blood will be pumped out, that is cardiac output will increase. So heart rate can increase. On the other hand, the same medulla will send message through ANS, but this time parasympathetic nerves will go and tell, okay fine, you just slow down a little bit. That means the heart rate will come down or the ventricular contraction is little reduced, so that the cardiac output is also reduced. Apart from this, there are adrenal medullary hormones which can have an effect on adrenal medulla and also increases the heartbeat. Especially when the people are smoking tobacco, it has nicotine. Nicotine can stimulate this adrenal gland to secrete the hormones. As a result, the heartbeat and the blood pressure also can increase. So this is how heart is regulated. In human physiology, every chapter ends with the disorders associated with that system. So circulatory system also has got a few diseases associated with them, that is hypertension. Hypertension means high blood pressure. We know our normal blood pressure when we measure using sphygmomanometer, it shows 120 by 80 millimeters of mercury. That is 120 is the pumping pressure or the systolic pressure, that means when the ventricles are contracting. The same time when the heart is relaxed, the pressure is less, only 80, that is called a relaxing pressure, or that is the ventricular diastole. So that is diastolic pressure. So 120 by 80 is the normal value for a person. But sometimes it may go up. For example, if I am under stress, then it may be high, or I am running up stairs, or after running a lot of distance, all of a sudden if you take my BP, naturally it will be high. But if it is consistently high, if I check frequently, every time when I check it is high, then only I call it as blood pressure, high blood pressure or hypertension. That value is from 140 by 80. That means the systole will become 140 and diastole will become 90. So this is high. So you have to maintain through our lifestyle modification, dietary changes and keeping our stress level low. All this will help us to reduce our blood pressure. Now, second disease is a CAD. CAD is coronary artery disease, or it is otherwise called atherosclerosis. In this case, what happens is inside the blood vessel, there will be deposition of calcium, fat, cholesterol and some fibrous tissue. As a result, the lumen becomes narrow. Imagine this much space was there through which the blood was flowing. Now the space reduced because of the deposition inside. Same amount of blood has to flow. So naturally the pressure will increase. Usually this affects the vessels which are distributing blood to the heart muscles. Then it is very dangerous. Then angina pectoris. Angina pectoris occurs to middle-aged and old-age people. It is an acute chest pain when your heart muscle is not getting enough supply of oxygen. Then next is heart failure. So here three terminologies we use more or less in lucid terms by layman. heart failure, heart attack, cardiac arrest. For a normal person, all these are same, but technically speaking, these are all different. Heart failure, from the word itself, heart is failing to do its duty. What is the duty of the heart? To supply enough oxygen-rich blood to different parts of the body. But when it is failing to supply the enough blood, then that is called a heart failure. Usually heart failure is due to the problem with the functioning of the lungs. So it is otherwise called a congestive heart failure also, because the congestion happens in the lungs. Now, heart attack means the heart muscles are damaged because of the lack of oxygen supply to those muscles. You know, muscles need oxygen. If they are not getting, that part of the heart wall will be damaged all of a sudden. That is called a heart attack. Then cardiac arrest means the heart stops beating, absolutely stops beating. That will lead to immediate death. That is cardiac arrest. Hope you are finding my videos interesting and helpful to you. If so, please share with all your friends and subscribe to my channel Biology My Passion. Thank you for watching.